session. I hope you all are doing well, and thank you for taking out the time for attending this. I hope you will find it very helpful. So today we have with us Tanya Ahmed Khalil, who is currently a full stack BI analyst at ICI Limited, Pakistan, and who is the BI instructor at FTI. He will be walking over the entire details and the intricacies of BI and how our certification is going to cover it and how BI helps in effective decision making. Then we have with us Kunain Kurban, who is the founder and CEO of Frontier Technology Institute. He will be telling us more about what FTI is and what is the mission, vision, and the achievements of FTI. And then we have me, Iman Rehan. I am the program manager at FTI. I manage the industrial and academic programs that FTI has to offer. So I think we can move on to the next slide. Yeah, so we expect by the end of the session, you would be able to understand business intelligence and its role in decision making and how it is relevant to your industry that you are working in or any problem that you have in mind, how it can be solved using business intelligence. We'll be familiarizing you with the basic jargon of data life cycles and things that you might have already seen in your business problems, and you might want to find a solution for it. We'll be learning more about FTI, what it has to offer, why it is a distinguishable certification from other certification, and how and like what are the achievements of FTI till now, and how and its academic arena. And we'll be learning more about business. We'll be learning specifically about our business intelligence certification, what we have to offer, and then understanding the dynamics of a certification, how we go about it, and how we have an online experience and how we make it as engaging as possible. And then you can learn how you can be a part of FTI through the certification. So yeah, I'll pass it on to Kunan, who can go on with telling us about the Frontier Technology Institute.
Thank you very much, Eamon, for the introduction. So before we dive deeper into what FTI is and what have we achieved so far, किसी के कोई particular सवालात, anything that you would like to ask before we move on? Okay, I guess since it's a pretty long presentation, you guys will get the opportunity to ask questions later on. So my name is Kunain Kurban, and I'm the founder of FTI. So FTI was set up a little over a year ago, and the sole objective of setting up FTI was so that we can bridge the gap that we have seen that existed or that started to exist between universities and the corporations that were eventually hiring the graduates. So मुख्तसर अल्फाजों में FTI को सेटअप करने की वजह ये थी कि जो चीज़ें सिखाई जा रही थी यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल पे स्टूडेंट्स को और जो एक्सपेक्टेशंस थी कॉर्पोरेशंस की इंडस्ट्री लेवल पे, उसके अंदर हमने एक खासा एक गैप देखा था. सो वो गैप ये था कि जो चीज़ें स्टूडेंट्स जब ग्रेजुएट होते थे, they were told what they need to do when they when they're graduating or when they will eventually get a job. लेकिन जो corporations थी, they have expectations in terms of how things can be done. So let's say if there's a financial services organization, if it's a bank and they're looking to hire, let's say, a data analyst, right? They would expect their prospective employee that they will hire to know how to do business intelligence work or data engineering work. Lekin university say they were not really getting those kind of students, because university mein students were mostly focused on learning the core subjects such as like computer science and so on. So we just thought that if we can put together a program which will allow the university graduates or people who are in between jobs or current industry professionals who are looking for change to help them sort of train in the skills that will eventually help them to do the job. It would really provide them with a launch pad, and it will also help the corporations to hire just those kind of people who know the job. So really हमारा मकसद FTI को सेटअप करने का ये था कि to provide the required skills and empower the the individuals, the students, or the industry professionals to be able to successfully do their jobs at their corporations. So far, we have conducted successfully conducted 4 cohorts of the data science program, and this is the first time that we are launching a business intelligence program. And the whole purpose of launching a business intelligence program, training program, is so that we can cover the entire data literacy pipeline. So we want to focus, since we're a data science institute, we ideally would like to focus um, on the subjects that will enable corporations to successfully set up data analytics or data science departments within their divisions. So data science, we have graduated 4 cohorts so far, and we're launching the business intelligence training program starting from October 10th. And you will get to know more details about the program, कि क्या course outline है, what we will be covering exactly, like how deep will we be going in terms of our knowledge in this domain, and so on. So FDI operates on 2 models. So we have the training center, where we provide skill-based training to university students and industry professionals. And the areas that we focus on currently is data science and business intelligence. Then we also have the consulting arm, where we work with the industry to develop solutions for them. And the kind of solutions that we help to develop for the industry are primarily they primarily revolve around artificial intelligence, machine learning, predictive analytics, and data visualization. We have partnered with universities. So currently, FTI is being incubated as a startup at IBA, their Aman Center for Entrepreneurship Development. We offer our on-site classes at DHSFI University. That was happening up until COVID-19 happened. So we have been taking all our classes online. And Open Network, which is the organization of Pakistani entrepreneurs based out of North America, they have been supporting us in providing us with key introductions in Pakistan as well as abroad with the industry. So that's a little bit about the structure of FTI, what we've done. So now I would like to pass over to Daniel, who will be walking you through the rest of the presentation and talking about in more detail about BI, how it can impact your decision-making process at your business, and what really makes our training program stand out from the other certifications. So Daniel, please, if you can join.
Absolutely. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Daniel Ahmed Khalid. For the last couple of years, I've been working in the Pakistani industry in several different uh, industries, in several different positions, mainly focusing on business intelligence. I've got my bachelor's in computer science from the National University of Science and Technology in Islamabad. And ever since I've graduated, I've been working in BI. So basically, what the purpose of today's presentation, the purpose of today's session essentially is to give you an idea, KR, if what exactly is Frontier Technology Institute offering in the domain of business intelligence, and how exactly is this going to contribute to your professional skill set, and how exactly can it boost your career in the direction of analytics, in the direction of data, in the direction of business intelligence. So without further ado, we'll just start off with the very basics. We will just start off with the very basics, और हम वहाँ से we'll take this in a manner कि हम आपको exactly बताएं कि business intelligence होती क्या है, उससे आप क्या-क्या achieve कर सकते हैं in the Pakistani industry, in the Pakistani skill set, and in the international industries, और exactly हमारी certification सारी picture में कहाँ fit होती है. So business intelligence, I'm sure a lot of you have heard these buzzwords over the last couple of years: data science, business intelligence, data analyst, business analyst. All of this basically stems from the primary problem, जो कि पाकिस्तान में एक बहुत बड़ी it is raising its head to be a very big problem. Issue ये है कि where we have data, with Pakistan industry चलती आ रही है over the last couple of months, over the last couple of years, with technology के systems, but we're not using data to make any decisions. This is where business intelligence comes in. BI क्या करता है? BI organizations को और individuals को enable करता है कि वो essentially data को use करना सीखें, data को use करके data से decision making drive करें. यानी कि डेटा की कंजम्पशन इस तरह हो रही हो कि उनसे उनके एट द एंड ऑफ द डे उनको उस डेटा की बेसिस पे वो डिसीजन मेकिंग भी कर रहे हैं और अपने प्रोसेसेस को इंप्रूव कर रहे हैं एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. तो डेटा साइंस comes after business intelligence when you've got the data. So all of this, so business intelligence as of right now is a major and crucial part of any corporate, especially for corporates who are not using it right now. Because if you come up with a solution in BI for an organization that's not been using it, it's genuinely life-changing. So if we look at what business intelligence essentially is in terms of definition, business, as per Wikipedia, business intelligence comprises the strategies and technologies used by enterprises for the data analysis of business information. I think some there we have a lot of participants who were part of our last session as well. And this might be a little repetitive for all of them, but this essentially is going to, the first bit is going to cover what we did cover in the last session, and the next session we'll talk about our certification in detail. So as what I've said, BI is using our current data sets to extract useful information to support advanced decision making. अब ये किस context में ये मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, I'll talk about some use cases in a later slide. So you know and understand here exactly how are we using data and exactly what we're doing with it. So there are two definitions that you need to keep in mind, Abhi. The first is business intelligence, which is like I'm going to repeat for the nth time. We are using our current data, we're modeling it, we're shaping it in a way that it supports our decision making and that it helps us make important decisions in the business. This is one. Number two, data visualizations. Data visualizations are all those infographics, are all those images that can essentially translate rows and columns of data into a single representation that is easily understandable. All right. So data visualization is the transformation of text, is the transformation of rows and columns and lines of data into something that is easily recognizable, and you can look at it and immediately understand what's happening. Okay, which is the visual context of data in the form of dashboards. It's often single page, real-time user interface, graphical presentation of your data. That essentially is the data visualization bit. All right. Can I have the next slide, Kunal? So basically where we all talk about pyramids and how exactly are the foundations of any enterprise, any structure, any concept. So this exactly is a pyramid in business intelligence looks like. तो आपकी बेस पे डेटा लेयर होती है कि जहां पे बिजनेसेस की इंफॉर्मेशन रियल टाइम में गिर रही होती है. These are normally ERP systems, these are normally point of sale systems, these are normally all the Excel files and every single database repository that the businesses have और जहां पे उनकी transactions daily basis पे गिर रही होती हैं. Let's take for example, let's take Carrefour or Hyperstar for that matter. उनकी daily transaction में जितनी sales हो रही है, inventory in out हो रही है, सारा कुछ हो रहा है, all of that is falling into a virtual system कि जिसके अंदर सारा कुछ store होता जा रहा है. If you're making a sale every day, you don't clear data at the end of the day. वो आपके किसी log में या किसी database में पड़ जाता है. That is the data layer. That is exactly where every single data falls in and gets collected. ठीक है जी. उसके ऊपर एक layer आती है which is translation. Translation क्या करती है कि let's say Carrefour has made 10,000 sales in one particular day. All right, so those 10,000 sales are recorded in flat files in the form of 10,000 rows, let's say. 10,000 rows with a couple of hundred columns signifying exactly which was the customer ka naam, product ka naam, product ki value, customer ki value, checkout time, sales time, aisle number, all of that, right? So translation layer kya karti hai? Translation layer helps you understand all of that. Translation layer में आप data को model करते हैं. Let's say आप वो 10,000 rows को देख के कहते हैं यार how many items did I sell in groceries? So you'll filter out all the groceries wali sales and you'll put them in a separate table. That is translation. You're translating the data, you're modeling it into a semi-usable form. And when that form is ready, you're ready to create an analysis. Analysis पे आप क्या करते हैं? You have one single page of data visualization जहाँ पे let's say you have one bar chart that's telling you, you've got one figure that's telling you exactly how many sales you've done. Then you've got bar charts telling you exactly कि groceries में कितनी sale हुई, household items में कितनी हुई, appliances में कितनी हुई. So you've literally translated 10,000 layers of data into a single page of information which has everything that you need to know. So from data layer to the analysis bit, and then you look at once you get into analysis, you're looking at all those bar charts and whatnot. You have the power to make an action based off that. You close one day sales and you see you're not selling enough, let's say cosmetics, right? So what you would do, the very next day you'd position your cosmetics products appropriately. You'd start marketing your cosmetics products differently. And the very next day you can monitor how has your progress, how has your change essentially affected the sales of cosmetics. So analysis or action, the decision making bit. This is let's say the crux of business intelligence. But in all of these layers come together to form business intelligence, right? इसमें से कोई एक layer भी if you're missing out on any single one of these layers, you're not exactly qualified to be a business intelligence analyst. So, if I just go on to the next slide, I think we've gotten a couple of slides further. Can we go back, Conan? Another one. So yes, this essentially is the data pyramid simplified. So you've got raw data at the very end. सबसे शुरू में the foundation basically is raw data जो कि ERP system होता है या Excel files होती हैं. आप उसको minor extract करते हैं, इसकी completeness check करते हैं कि यार is this data suitable? Yeah, is this missing something? Is this missing some master data? Is this missing some details? आप उसको cleanse और model करते हैं और फिर उससे आप business intelligence create करते हैं. You create BI, you create the infographics that can help you with your business. Next slide. So do you guys have any questions about BI abhi tak? If you have, please raise your hand. I'll ask you to unmute and then you can ask. Do we have any questions, Eamon?
No one has raised. Okay. From Amreen Abdul Wahid, she's asking ERP system something. Yeah. I mean, you can open your mic if you want to elaborate on the question. Okay, there is a question about ERP system, and there's a question.
I think Amreen wants to know exactly what are ERP systems. I mean, ERP systems are enterprise resource planning systems essentially. ये वो systems और वो softwares होते हैं जो हर enterprise अपनी अपनी capacity में use करके अपने daily operations को record करते हैं. Let's say if you ever been to a grocery store ना और वहाँ पे जहाँ पे जब आप grocery वाला आपका let's say milk का packet लेके उसको scan करते हैं ना तो जो sale जो record जिस software के अंदर sale record हो रही होती है और जहाँ से information उठ के आ रही होती है कि यार ये वो है this is the ये वाला milk product कितनी price है और जो receipt print होती है तो all of that software that enables businesses to do all of these operations ना उनको ERP systems कहते हैं. Common examples are SAP systems, there Oracle system, Microsoft Dynamics. All of these are ERP systems. Yeah, I think we should go to the next slide.
Yes.
So what exactly can business intelligence do for you? Acha, if you or your business, if your job requires a certain responsibility where you need to consume complex data trends every day, daily consumption of complex data trends, if you can look at the picture that is attached on this slide, you can exactly see here how exactly are infographics created? Like आपके पास sales के बड़े बड़े number, summation में number, aggregation में number आ जाते हैं. So if your job requires you to analyze complex data trends or you understand कि यार exactly क्या किस business में किस level पे क्या हो रहा है, visibility across the board आपको चाहिए, तो तब business intelligence आपके लिए बहुत relevant. आपके पास real time data availability होती है. So in business intelligence, आप देखिए, if you have an ERP system, let's say that is recording sales, everyone can go to the system, वहाँ से Excel की फाइल निकाल के उसी दिन बैठ के Excel में 2-4 चार्ट बना के दिखा सकता है. That is not business intelligence. Business intelligence is the real time availability of data कि आपने directly integrate किया हो एक visualization solution को अपने data sources के साथ, so that there is no human intervention. BI eliminates the need for human intervention. ताकि आप डेटा मैनिपुलेट कोई और ना कर सके, चीजें चेंज ना कर सके, डेटा चेंज ना कर सके. You have thorough transparency, you have exact visibility, and you can have this visibility shared with every single person that needs to know that information in your company, so that everyone knows what's happening and everyone knows exactly how to make decisions on top of that. You need to conduct complex analyses. There are certain situations where you need to create waterfall models, where you need to create certain regressions, where you need to create a P&L, a balance sheet, जिसमें आपको अक्सर formulas चाहिए होते हैं. भाई अगर आप किसी भी GL से वैल्यू लेके आप कहीं segregate करें कि divide करें, जो आपने linkages बनानी होती है. तो business intelligence में आप सारा कुछ कर सकते हैं और सब कुछ automate कर सकते हैं. If you create a solution once, you can carry that solution will continue to keep running forever, as long as you have the software and as long as you have the data source present. KPI monitoring. अच्छा, a lot of businesses monitor KPIs on a daily basis. कोई plant अपने KPIs monitor production में कर रहा होता है, production efficiency में कर रहा होता है, waste efficiency में कर रहे होते हैं. Sales departments targets में अपनी KPIs monitor कर रहे होते हैं, procurement वाले vendor finalization में, product reach में और product evaluation में KPIs monitor कर रहे होते हैं. So if you create all of these KPIs into a business intelligence solution, once you create those KPIs and you link it with your data source, that is all you need to do. Uske baad, every single day or every single time you open that dashboard, you open that business intelligence key report, you would have those KPIs updated with the current data, with the absolute latest data. So this is exactly why it helps businesses make decisions better. Yeah. Next slide, please. So these are, I got this image off of the internet, and it was very interesting because, and basically what this tells you is that it shows you exactly how can business intelligence solutions be implemented, and in which segment of your business, in which segment of your job role essentially. And interestingly, I've worked in solutions that are not even listed here. So the applications of BI are beyond what this matrix tells you. अगर आप sales में बात करें तो pipeline analysis, triangulated forecasting, sales team effectiveness, upsell, cross-sell, cycle time analysis, lead conversion, service management में procurement वाले आ जाते हैं. Then we've got marketing, order management, supply chain, financials, and human resources as well. In addition to this, Pakistan के अंदर I've worked in several different situations जहाँ पे plant की KPIs होती हैं, plant के BI solutions होते हैं कि यार what exactly is the plant doing, how is it performing, वही बात है like I've told कि how efficiently is it producing things, how efficiently is it managing waste. इसमें logistics के solutions भी आते हैं कि लॉजिस्टिक्स तो शिपिंग के सॉल्यूशंस आते हैं कि यार यू ऑर्डर्ड समथिंग फ्रॉम ओवरसीज, कितनी देर में आपका वेसल पानी में रहा है, फिर वेसल डॉक होके कितनी देर वेसल को क्लियर होने में लगे हैं, वेसल से आपने अपनी अगर गाड़ी में सामान डाल लिया तो हाउ लॉन्ग डज इट टेक फॉर द ट्रांसपोर्टर टू गेट टू योर प्लांट, उसके प्लांट में आके, तो ऑल ऑफ दिस बेसिकली कम्स टुगेदर फॉर अ BI solution, जो कि पाकिस्तानी इंडस्ट्रीज में बहुत कॉमनली अब इनको पाकिस्तानी इंडस्ट्री को नीड समझ आ रही है. वी नीड BI एनालिस्ट इन द इंडस्ट्री इन पाकिस्तान, because not many people know and understand how to there aren't many BI analysts in Pakistan. There are not many people understand कि यार data source को एक viable business solution में convert कैसे करना है. Fahad, I see you've raised your hand. Can you give me a minute? I'll have a slide in a couple of slides, and I'll ask questions. First time I'll open the floor for questions. Can we get to the next slide, Kunal? So business intelligence के अंदर what exactly is FTI or what exactly is the industry currently doing? FTI will be focusing the business intelligence module or certification based off of Microsoft Power BI, which is basically the industry leader in business intelligence solutions. Power BI is it lies in the top right quadrant of the Gartner's ratings for visual solutions, visualization solutions, and it's right up there with Tableau and Click. But I would consider I've worked with those platforms as well, and I think Power BI is one of the best since all of the industry in Pakistan is very used to the Microsoft Office suite. Like we've all our lives we work with the Office 365. We work with Excel. We work with several different solutions that are pertinent to Microsoft. So so इससे फायदा ये भी होता है कि if your industry is using something off of Microsoft और आप उसके licenses लेते हैं, so it's easier for you to procure Microsoft Power BI because you already have an established relationship with Microsoft. In addition to that, if you want to use this solution personally, then it carries no charge at all. So you can bring your data together in several different ways. Up ERP systems, जितने भी आपके पास source data के systems हैं, you can integrate all of them and bring them into Power BI. Multiple different solutions. Like let's say अगर आपकी एक SAP से sales report daily कर रही है and you need to see your sales, you need to rack up your sales against your budget. तो आप budget की Excel file भी इसके साथ attach कर सकते हैं. So every single data source that you have, you can bring onto one single page in Microsoft Power BI. और उसके ऊपर आप उसको you can visualize it in as many ways as possible. 360 view of the business. It has an unmatched user experience because you present data to your managers and stakeholders. Exactly when you create a solution, you have the option of sharing it with everyone, और वो सबको clearly visible होती है. It's visible across devices. You create a solution on your laptop. It is visible over the web. It is visible over everyone's phones, on tablets, on every single platform that a person has. उसमें Microsoft Power BI का total और complete access होता है. Next slide कौन है? So powerful self-service business analysis. The first is exactly what I was saying earlier. It has a familiar data preparation experience across tools. Because since all of us are aware of how Microsoft solutions work, like हमें पता है Paint किस तरह काम करते हैं, हमें पता है Excel किस तरह काम करता है. How do we toggle the certain functions on and off? How do we look at a certain amount of features? तो Power BI भी उन्होंने उसी format पे बनाया है. तो Power BI के अंदर it doesn't take you a lot of time to sort of get around the functionality. आपको समझ आने लग पड़ती है कि how exactly is it performing, and it's not very complicated, but you need to understand the fundamentals. You need to understand what you're creating. Okay? You can present updated data on the go. Live integrations की होती है with your data source. Every time you refresh your dashboard, it's going to get the latest data from your data sources. You can create analytical spreadsheets and interactive visual reports. So Power BI is entirely interactive. And by interactive, I mean that Power BI has the functionality that if let's say you've created, we covered this in a workshop that we did last week, and it was very interesting. We showed everyone how exactly Power BI was working. So what exactly it does is that if you've created, let's say if you look at this screenshot, we've got 9 visuals on the screen, right? So in Power BI, in one screen, all of these 9 visuals have the power to interact with each other. This essentially means that if I select any single metric from any single infographic, and I just click on it and select it, all of the other infographics are going to adapt to what I've selected. Let's say वो map आ रहा है वहाँ पे, और map में let's say Pakistan आ रहा है. If I click on Pakistan ना, तो जितने भी बाकी 8 infographics हैं ना, all of them are going to change just to show me Pakistan's data. So it interacts with all of the infographics interact with one another. And it has one-click publishing capacity for web, mobile, and desktop. You create a solution on your desktop and you publish it, immediately it is published across everyone's device. Because it depends on a web service. आपने let's say 10 लोगों को अपनी report share की थी और आप publish करते हैं यहाँ से, उन सबके phones पे, उन सबके tablets में जो Power BI का account है, उसके अंदर ये report update हो जाएगी. ठीक है, next slide Conan. So yeah, interactive reports, data discovery and exploration. When you link it with your data source, you have n number of ways that you can analyze your data. You have infinite number of ways that you can analyze your data. आप sales की बात करते हैं तो आप उसमें deep down drill analysis करने लग पड़े हैं, आप cost पे चले जाएं, cost of goods sold पे चले जाएं, cumulative margins पे चले जाएं, net sales income पे चले जाएं, उसको भी drill through करवा लें अपने सेल्स स्टाफ के ऊपर कि कौन किस लेवल पे सेल्स कर रहा है, उसको भी आगे डीप डाउन ले जाएं, लोकेशन वाइज ले जाएं, उसको भी डीप डाउन वेयर हाउस पे ले जाएं, प्रोडक्ट पे ले जाएं. Power BI is going to enable you to do everything like this. But for all of that, you need to understand how are you going to manage data in your source as well. And in our certification, we're going to tell you that as well. How do you have to ensure that your data is perfectly capable of presenting you with these infographics, presenting you with these interactions. Okay. And there are a couple of 100 ways in which you can demonstrate the performance of your business in order to demonstrate what the data in your business has. In addition to that, there's an entire community जो Power BI के साथ link होती है, and they create custom visuals. Custom visuals essentially is people like us who are working on Power BI and who create a different representation of data, and they share it with their community. So it's a big community, Power BI की. Next slide. So yeah, track your data with support from streaming data, drill through to underlying reports, and pin new visualizations to monitor performance. Amreen, I'll answer your question in a while. Pin new visualizations and KPIs to monitor performance. अब KPIs आपकी बनी हुई हैं, data आपका source system पे obviously if you're sitting in a business में जिनकी transactions daily में काफी ज़्यादा है, तो आपका source system हर वक्त data से update होता जा रहा है. Power BI would keep up with it. Every time you refresh your dashboard, Power BI would fetch a new data. Right. Next slide. अच्छा, मोबाइल ऐप्स कोई there are zero limitations. Power BI की apps iPhone पे भी चलती हैं. They work on Windows phones as well. They work on Windows as well. They work on Android phones as well. HTML5 the web service जो कि किसी भी web browser में चल सकती है. तो you don't have a problem. Let's say we do have a couple of if you guys have worked in the Pakistan industry, you don't understand the key stakeholders. They don't really use their laptops or their tablets a lot of the time. They're always on the move. They're traveling. The top executives, they're traveling. They're in meetings the entire day, and they don't have the time to sort of just sit through their laptop or open करें किसी report को click करके किसी link पे जाएं. They want results and they want to see them when they want to see them. Okay, this is one. If you work in the Pakistan industry, you would understand what I mean. The key stakeholders need to see data and they need to see it when they need to see it. Okay, तो उसमें ये होता है कि these mobile apps come in handy. उसमें ये होता है कि if you have given that person the access on Power BI phone, उन्होंने सिर्फ simply Power BI की app को click करना है, उनके सामने dashboard खुल जाना है latest data के साथ. And this is literally in a Pakistani industry where you know and understand that there aren't many key players who are using data and who are using it to leverage an added advantage into their business and who are using it for effective decision making. When you bring in mobile analytics now, it changes games. It is literally game changing for the Pakistani industry. Next slide, Kunal. Ji, now I will take your questions. Imran, I think we had a couple of questions from some participants. Can you?
Fahad asked a question. Fahad raised his hand.
Ji, Fahad.
Hi. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Fahad here. So basically, I just had a question about, firstly, the difference between the roles of a BI analyst and let's say a data analyst, because in the case of a BI analyst, I'm seeing that this is more related towards descriptive analysis, जहाँ पे आपके पास incoming data या transactional data आ रहा होता है, and you're able to perform visualization or some basic statistics, or as you just said, some linear regression models or some other analysis on it. through the Power BI app to get a basic summary statistic of that particular day. And मेरे ख्याल से वही चीज कि फिर आप जब when you're talking about the reports, then those daily reports are generated for each day, and rather for other analysis like predictive and or maybe even descriptive part, we can have a data analyst who's doing it through machine learning models and other things. So I'm just trying to understand the difference between both roles here, and also the application part. Like maybe in some industries you don't really need a predictive analysis and rather descriptive one, for which they have mostly BI analysts, and data analysts are not required. So could you elaborate further on that, please? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Fahad, you see, all of these applications are subjective to the environment. First off, कि वो environment किस तरह का है, उनके पास tool किस तरह का है, उनकी requirement किस तरह की है. A data analyst essentially has the responsibility of getting data, analyzing it, and presenting the outcomes, right? Jabki business intelligence analyst is a different kind of a professional. A business intelligence analyst has to go. He's essentially a full stack analyst, जिसने data sources से data निकालना है, उनको model करना है, उसको transform करना है, and he needs to automate this process just so the business and the industry has the visibility at all times, right? So in a Pakistani industry, you could, let's say, hire one business intelligence analyst. You could hire one data analyst जो आपकी data analyze करके आपको daily बताता रहता है. That is not as helpful as a BI analyst कि जो के आपके हर department के लिए source system से data model करके automate करके reporting, जिस in whatever form regression analysis, let's say data analysis में अगर machine learning का भी कोई model हो रहा है, you can implement machine learning models in Power BI as well. आप machine learning models automate करके daily basis पे एक reporting pipeline setup कर लेते हैं. A reporting pipeline is always available to anyone who wants to view it. Data analysis में, let's just say if we go to a very a layman level, data analyst daily basis पे data analyze करके उस पे outcomes बता रहा होता है, जबकि एक business analyst एक data pipeline setup करके businesses के different domains को उनकी relevant KPIs पे enable कर रहा होता है, उनकी relevant business intelligence solutions पे enable कर रहा होता है. If I give you an example, sales का data analyst तो बैठ के सिर्फ sales की analysis daily देता जाता है, जबकि एक BI analyst can create a KPI monitor for sales, a KPI monitor for procurement, a KPI monitor for the plant, a KPI monitor for the logistics team, and then create a dashboard, an automated or always refreshing dashboard for the CFO as well, right? So BI analyst is a data analyst, let's say, is a subset of being a BI analyst. BI analyst contains everything. BI analyst is the automation of data from end to end for reporting and decision making. Did I get your question accurately?
Ji bilkul, I perfectly got your answer, and I guess it's a part where you just told me that in order to create that dashboard visualization and have a more automated version for managers or for business people who would like to have a look at that data as well. So that's where the BI can actually create a pipeline, like you just said, for all that visualization and for all those results, basically. All right, thank you.
Do we have any more questions, Eamon?
Yeah. So we have this question, what is the difference between a BI analyst and a data scientist?
Acha, a data scientist basically, Eamon, can you elaborate? Or I think I'd give you the mic to elaborate on what a data scientist is very quick before I tell them what a BI analyst is.
So for as far as I know, data scientists are more focused on the modeling of the data, and it's more about you need to have some statistical and mathematical insight to model your data in a way so that you can make good predictions, and it is mostly for forecasting and stuff. Data it doesn't have to do a lot about visualization and how you present your data. It's more about getting the right kind of prediction on which you can base your decision. So that is more of a task for a data scientist, as I believe. And is it good enough?
Yeah, Hassan, I
Daniel?
think you've answered. Yeah. You've answered it perfectly. So data scientist basically uses data to create something from that data, to create something from that data on which the business can take decisions, right? So you take a data set, you create regressions, you create possible outcomes from that data, you predict possible outcomes from that data, और फिर उसके ऊपर business decision making करते हैं. जबकि एक BI analyst I'll reiterate, पूरी BI pipeline setup करता है, and he creates data in the form of in whatever is happening right now, जिसको that analysis कहते हैं. कि यार exactly आपके business का snapshot बता रहा होता है कि यार this is what is happening, this is what exactly is happening in these different departments, और उसकी base पे आप daily basis पे decision making करते हो. तो पाकिस्तान के अंदर डेटा साइंटिस्ट की रिक्वायरमेंट भी काफी स्पीड से बढ़ती जा रही है, बट एज कोनेंस सेड इन द स्टार्ट, यू डोंट एग्जैक्टली गो अहेड विद डेटा साइंस अनलेस यू नो बीआई. अगर आप पीछे से डेटा नहीं लेके आ सकते, मॉडल करके नहीं एज अ डेटा करंट पे नई परफेक्शन ला सकते, यू कैन नॉट रियली मूव फॉरवर्ड विद बीइंग अ डेटा विद इम्प्लीमेंटिंग डेटा साइंस in any part of a Pakistani industry or in a Pakistani business. I see another question. अबरी ने पूछा है BI में अगर डेटा लॉस्ट हो जाए तो रिकवर हो सकता है. BI में डेटा लॉस्ट नहीं होता, which that is exactly what BI focuses on basically. अगर आपका ये source system, आप you need to, if you're modeling data and if you have a data pipeline, perfect pipeline, तो उसमें उस pipeline में कभी डेटा लॉस्ट होता नहीं है, डेटा लूज होता नहीं है, आपके सोर्स सिस्टम्स में लूज होता है. एंड हाँ, यस, देयर आर अ कपल ऑफ सॉल्यूशंस जिससे डेटा रिकवरी हो सकती है. एंड आई डोंट थिंक वी दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ डेटा, आई थिंक दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ हार्डवेयर रिकवरी वाले, तो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट टॉपिक ऑल टुगेदर. So yeah, I think we should move ahead. We're short of
And
on time.
there is this question about BI is open source or not. I think you can answer it later maybe.
Microsoft Power BI isn't open source. It's not open source, but you have the option of contributing to it. If there's a visual that you don't like, you can create a code snippet and create a new visual in Python or in R. So it gives you that option as well. It's not going to give you the source code. It's just going to let you add to it. Acha. So now let's just focus. Let's just quickly go over why should you choose Frontier Technology Institute for a certification in business intelligence. So FTI is Pakistan's premier data science institute. ये आपको initially शुरू में भी इन लोगों ने कोनन में बड़े डिटेल में बताया था. It has a proven track record of data certifications both online and on premise. On premise कराची में deliver थे, and they're now COVID की वजह से they're offering their courses online. So we've got Pakistan's first business intelligence certification with industry use cases. So our certification exactly is going to be, it's going to focus on exactly what are the pain points in Pakistan's industry, और कहाँ पे किस level पे मसले आते हैं, what exactly do businesses need, उनको ऐसा exactly किस level पे चाहिए कि जिससे उनकी day to day decision making आसान हो, and they have enough knowledge to bring about more efficiencies in their day to day processes. Our certification is the right mix of technical and commercial expertise. We've got people who have worked in the industry. I've been working in the industry for the last couple of years, and we know and understand exactly what do we have to do. And you would obviously have the confidence to be a part of an established entity, which essentially means you'd be part of the alumnus. You'd be an alumnus of the Frontier Technology Institute, which has a track record of delivering excellent certifications. So our online business certification is the perfect mix of theory and practical learning. Isme we would first cover theories as well, jo ke exactly by the book wali baat hai. We would cover all of the theoretical bits of data, what exactly are databases, how do databases work, what are ERP systems, what's data modeling, what are star schemas, what are fact tables, what are all the different types of tables. So exactly we would then link that with practical learning, and फिर हम hands-on शुरू किया करेंगे. Yeah, like your instructor would be showing you exactly how to do something, and then you would be creating things on your end, which would be and your assignments and your quizzes and everything would be graded based off of what you create. So the focus essentially would be to drive you to perform, drive you to come up with solutions, and drive you to produce things, BI solutions, a BI solution, Power BI on your own. It is perfectly in line with my Microsoft Power BI certification. Like if you go, we would cover everything that the kind of questions that are asked in the online certification. We are going to cover everything based off of that. And it starts on Saturday, the 10th of October. It's going to be 6 hours per weekend, 10 hours Saturday, 3 hours Sunday. And this includes everything, the theoretical bit, the practical bit, and the assessments. And it's going to span over a total of 4 months, which exactly means around 16 weekends or 32 classes over Zoom. So what exactly are the modules of the certification? Uh, as I said, business intelligence की तो हम detail में जाएंगे. This BI is business intelligence. BW is a business warehouse. We're going to talk about data sources and everything. All of this we're going to talk about in theory as well as with examples. I'd show you I'll show you with examples what all of this is, and then you on your own would come up with your business specific या आपकी जो industry specific problems, and then we'd go about solving them as well. Then we'd move on to Microsoft Power BI कि उसमें data model report कैसे करते हैं, how do you bring data in to Microsoft Power BI, उसको आप ठीक कैसे करते हैं, how do you ensure coherence, how do you ensure that the data is perfectly in line with what you want, data उसको transform कैसे करना है, उसको उसमें columns को किस तरह transform करना है, उसको Power BI में import किस तरह करना है, Power BI में import करके उस पर reporting किस तरह करनी है. BI charts, इसमें हम use cases और customizations देखेंगे कि let's say अगर आपका sales का if you're a sales professional who's looking to create a BI solution in his team, तो वो क्या करेंगे कि जी एक sales वाले किस किस्म के charts देखते हैं, procurement वाले किस किस्म के charts देखते हैं, common types of charts किस किस्म का data आपको present कर सकते हैं, and then we look at how we can change those charts to suit whatever we want to look at. KPIs, how do we create KPIs, how do we analyze KPIs, how exactly do KPIs help businesses, तो हम different use cases के साथ उसको भी पढ़ेंगे and we learn with the hands-on approach. आप भी create करेंगे, I'll help you create everything. Advanced Power BI, which is DAX scripting. DAX scripting basically इसमें ये Power BI की coding है, which essentially enables you to create different types of analyses Power BI के अंदर, which is not normally available in the regular functionality Power BI, which is not a drag and drop feature. So it goes beyond the drag and drop feature and allows you to create things if you can code them. So we learned that as well. Python R की scripts किस तरह है, how you can incorporate machine learning and data science into Microsoft Power BI, अब उसकी scripts किस तरह run कर सकते हैं Power BI के अंदर, हम वो भी सीखेंगे. Data governance क्या होती है कि जी हम BI end-to-end project implement करेंगे आपके साथ मिलके, so that you know how to start a BI project, how to ensure that your source systems are producing the right amount of data, how you create that data, how you create the infographics in Power BI, and then how do you ensure that it goes into the right hands, how do you protect your data. We're going to talk about everything, and then there's going to be a course and project which you guys would be doing on your time by the end of the course, and then you would be awarded the certification on the basis of that. All the quizzes, everything is going to be online. Every single course module we're going to cover online. For the process, you can apply online, the Frontier Technology Institute / business. Asif, everyone, I'll take questions in a couple of minutes. I'll answer all of your questions. Apply online. You can log on to frontiertechnologyinstitute.com/business-intelligence, and you can just simply visit our Facebook or LinkedIn pages, and you'll have the link automatically to the course. Total investment for this course is around 60,000 PKR, and therefore there's 15% discounts for groups and corporate students, and we've got merit-based scholarships for all of you as well. Next slide. So to summarize, it's an online BI certification that starts on the 10th of October. 3 hours each day on weekends, just on weekends, 3 hours, 4 months. It's going to be practical hands-on. It's going to cover all aspects of BI for practical application into your individual job roles. and it is ideal for all levels, from junior to senior. Excellent launchpad to starting a career in business intelligence, perfectly aligned with Microsoft VHSCAR certification, and you can contact us with more details. Next slide. These are our all of the information that we have. You can take screenshots of this as well if you want to get in touch, if you want to learn more about this. Next slide. Do we have anything else, or are we just, can we just, you can just go back to the previous slide so that people have the content information, and then I'll take questions. Gee, everyone, even
Mohammed Fazan Usman has raised his hand, or maybe he can ask his question.
Ji Faizan, can you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
As actually, I want to ask one question. I belong to an academic profession. I am not belong to industrial profession. I have done a data science course just in previous module from Frontier Institute. I want to just convert my profession towards data science. So that's why I've done my data science certificate. So I want to ask, जी मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी जी बिल्कुल आ रही है, बिल्कुल आ रही है. Go on.
मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि मैं ये एकेडमिक प्रोफेशन से बिलोंग होने पे मेरे लिए कितना फ़ायदेमंद हो सकता है कि मैं मेरी कोई ऐसा, मैं बिल्कुल बिगिनिंग लेवल पर हूँ डाटा साइंस में. तो ये सर्टिफिकेट करना मेरे लिए करियर कन्वर्ट करने में कितना फ़ायदेमंद हो सकता है टुवर्ड्स डाटा साइंस और टुवर्ड्स बिजनेस इंटेलिजेंस की तरफ?
That is an excellent question. Since this course is mostly oriented towards industry use cases and towards exactly how BI is, how data is being used in the industry, so I think आपके लिए एक excellent starting point हो सकता है. So you can start thinking that way. You can start thinking, understanding क्या industry को problems क्या है, industry को मसले मसाइल क्या हैं. Yeah, you will have a lot of peers in this class, people who would be studying with you, who would be belonging to the industry. You can know and understand क्या exactly किसके problems के साथ इस industry को इस time challenges है data से relevant. So you can use that experience and the knowledge of business intelligence, and you can convert that into data science. It's going to be it could be an excellent mix for you. आपको पता होगा क्या data कहाँ से आता है, किस किस्म की business को चाहिए representation, आप वो भी create कर सकते हैं. डैशबोर्ड्स बना के वो डैशबोर्ड बनाना भी सीख सकते हैं, और ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट आप मशीन लर्निंग उसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं, उसमें डेटा साइंस आप ऐड कर सकते हैं प्रेडिक्शंस लेके. क्योंकि लेट्स से अगर मैं कोई डैशबोर्ड सेल्स की एनालिसिस का बना रहा हूँ, तो आप सेल्स की डैशबोर्ड बनाइए, तो पहले सेल्स का डैशबोर्ड बना के सीख लें, और उसके बाद आप उसकी फोरकास्टिंग भी सीख लें. आप जो अगले साल की अगले महीने की फोरकास्टिंग सेल्स की आके उसके अंदर ऐड कर सकते हैं. दैट इज एक्सीलेंट वैल्यू. तो यस, दिस कुड बी वेरी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू. जी एमन, डू वी हैव एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस?
Yeah, there are some questions in the chat. So
I'll just look at them. Will you offer certificate to participants? Yeah, I think, Eamon, we do offer certificates, right?
Yeah, we do offer certificates.
Yes, we do offer certification at the end of successful completion of the program. Yes.
Asif, that answers your question. Do we have any more questions before we? Faizan, you're raising your hand.
No, it was previous raise. He asked the question.
Already third.
So does anybody have any questions regarding FTI in particular as well? तो वो भी आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं before we end today's session. Anything about the application process or the course conduct?
सर एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस करने का जो लिंक है आप हमें व्हाट्सएप या चैट के जरिए या ईमेल के जरिए सेंड कर दें, क्योंकि इस स्लाइड पे हम नहीं कर सकते हैं, इसलिए इजीली हो जाए.
इवन इसका हाँ वेबसाइट का लिंक आप लिख के डाल दें चैट में.
ठीक है. ओके, तो ये जो आपको लिंक है वो आपको हम प्रोवाइड कर देंगे वाया ईमेल भी और chat के ज़रिए भी, WhatsApp के ज़रिए भी. So I guess Daniel, we can wrap up because I think we
Yeah,
don't
I
see
don't think
any more
we've got any more
questions.
questions. Yeah.
Yes, you can wrap up. Yeah.
Chale. Perfect, everyone. I hope we've addressed all of your queries, and I hope you've got a decent bit of information to understand what exactly are we offering. And let's say if you decide on choosing the course, I would love to meet all of you guys when we start the course on the 10th of October. So yeah, thank you all for joining in. It was a pleasure to conduct the session with all of you, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Love is.